What's going on, guys? So today I think I'm going to start by taking this outside. I've decided I'm not actually going to paint the floors here, just because I don't really want to. That's not actually the reason. I mean, I don't really mind doing work, but in this case, as you can see, I started to take sound deadening off. I really don't feel like taking it off, plus it'll make the car a little bit harder to drive, but that's not really the reason. It's just with white paint and metal, since our feet are both going to be there, rocks, dirt are going to get in there, it's going to scratch the paint. It's going to be horrible to keep up with and make it look good. So I've just decided I'm going to order, I just ordered on Amazon for $40. To get the sound ending off, I would be paying $50 for a torch. So I just ordered some super universal, super thin carpet, and which I'm just going to use spray on glue and just roll it on and basically keep it like that. So I'll probably carpet here forward on the sides and on the floor, and then everything back will be metal. So I'm going to roll this thing outside right now and basically, I guess, use a vacuum and use the air compressor to get all the little drill shavings off and stuff like that and touch up some areas. And then from there I'll probably clear it. And it's not supposed to really rain until 8 p.m. tonight. Alright, so I made my DIY chair again. Just take this crap off for now. Damn, sick halos. Guys, so I just wanted to take a second to talk to you. I don't know why I keep forgetting to mention it, but I have a couple of things. So obviously a lot of you ask. I'm going to start off with a sponsor just because it's short. I think I'm going to be I am going to be working with Condor Speed Shop, which if you don't know, they're one of, in my opinion, there's 3 big BMW track companies, and it's VAC Motorsports, which is in Philadelphia right near me, Rogue Engineering, which is also an hour north of me in New Jersey, and Condor Speed Shop in Florida. And they all make their own bushings and stuff like that. VAC Motorsports is huge. It's a huge warehouse, and they make control arms and everything. But Condor Speed Shop is a little bit smaller, but they still make a lot of great high quality products. And basically I decided to email them, and now I'm going to be basically recording their install videos with their parts that they send me for the E46. And the first thing that is going to be the install, is probably going to be Monday, is going to be the Lexan windows. You know how polycarbonate windows is the corridor windows and the rear window. So that's just something I wanted to tell you guys, because I totally forgot to mention that I ordered them yesterday in the video. Second, just another reminder about the SEMA competition, go vote. The standings haven't been updated as of now. It's about 2 p.m. Probably towards the end of the video I'll mention where we are, because around 3-4 p.m. is when they get updated, and it goes day by day. But once again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys being such an amazing, what is it? I don't want to say the word fan base. I hate using the word fan. I don't know why. Fans. I don't know why, but it bothers me. But anyways, I just appreciate you guys being such an amazing base of people who view me. And being so dedicated and stuff like that. And the third is the body kit. Body kit, as you know, I was going to 3D CNC it. I don't know why I haven't mentioned this. This happened 2 days ago on Tuesday. It's Thursday right now. But the guy that was going to CNC it basically got laid off, sadly, the day that he was basically going to start it. He was going to do it at his job because they do CNC and stuff like that. But he came into work. I don't even know if he went into work, but he got laid off, and it's really, really sad. And I'm not angry or anything. I'm not upset. It's honestly, I'm more upset for him, if anything, because I know what it feels like to be randomly laid off from a job. But basically, he was actually going to do it for free, and he was just going to make me want to pay for the foam, which I totally understand material-wise. And so I contacted a few shops. I don't know how expensive CNC work is. I don't know anything about it. I found a local aero, like that makes aero parts shop, and they have a CNC machine. And they're basically saying just for the 4 flares, it would be $2,400. That's just for foam models. That's not even for the actual part, because then I would still have to spend a couple of days making individual molds and plugs out of those foam parts. And that's just crazy, because it's apparently like $80 an hour of CNC cut time, and he said each layer is going to be about 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and there's 2 layers each for the front flares, so there's 4 layers in the front, and then there's 3 layers each for the rear flares, aka 6 layers total, so there's 10 layers. So he priced that out at about $2,400, and damn. I did find another kit. I don't know why I randomly decided to hop on and just, it's so weird because if you type M3 GTR kit, you only get the same kits, and it's basically the DTM Fiberworks one, which I had originally on that car, which is not a GTR kit at all. It's just like a street wide body kit, and the GT House or Haas, something German, and then there's that, obviously that other German one, which is like 7,000 or 8,000 euros, and that's not accurate either because that's more of like a 2006 2007 GTR kit. But if you type in E46 GTR, you get so many random like cheap kits. Like there's a bunch in Poland that are like really crappy, but they're like supposed to be like replicas, but they're really crap. But I actually found one in Britain where it's $1,600, which is actually a fairly good price, because for that DTM kit that I had is $2,500, and this kit is like way more than that. Obviously I'll have pictures for you guys, but it's a 2006 ALMS GTR kit. So the flares are more rounded, the vents in the front on the bottom of the fender are slightly different. Like I said, the flares are rounded, they're not so like boxy how it is. And the rear flares, instead of being a full like oval, it's a full oval, and then it fades into your body line. And the rear bumper is the same thing, it just has vents on the side, but it's just obviously a lot wider. So I was thinking of possibly buying that. I think with shipping that would be $1,800 or $1,900. I tried to already email the guy like 3 times, hoping he replies today about just seeing how fast he could get it shipped out and stuff, because honestly I might just do that and modify the kit, because I think it would be a lot easier to just modify the kit, and then I'll make my old molds off of the new kit that I make off of that, and then I can reproduce those parts if I need to. But basically, yeah, I don't know, seems like I'm running out of options. I promise I'll still get this car done no matter what. It's just finding a way that's somewhat efficient. I mean, yeah, if I had money out my ass, I could just take this to a shop, and maybe if you pay them enough money, in 2-3 weeks they could have the car done. But it's just, you know, I also don't want to take it to a shop. Well, I obviously couldn't because of money, but I just don't want to have anything done by a shop to this car. I kind of want to prove to people that you could do stuff at home with a limited amount of tools. Well, not limited, but, you know, non-professional tools. That's kind of my goal with what I do and why I record stuff, is just to prove to people that you can do stuff. You don't need crazy stuff like everyone thinks you do. I just want to see more built cars that people do with their own hands. But either way, although it's kind of sad news, I promise I'll figure it out. I'll keep you guys updated as always. But right now I'm about to actually mix up this clear coat I have and spray it. Yeah, this is actually how I painted my pink 240. I had a pink right-hand drive S14 Sylvia, and I did like the cheapest, like maybe like a $250, $100 paint job on it, where I use cans for the color, and then I use this 2-part clear over it, and it makes it hard, and it made it super shiny, and made it look like real paint. And it's just hilarious how easy it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray the trunk first, just to see if there's any like chemical reactions in the paint or anything like that, because that can happen. And I mean, it seems like it's my bad luck, but I'll do the trunk first. If nothing happens in like 15 to 20 minutes, which is when chemical reactions would normally happen in that time frame, I'm gonna do the rest of the car, and then I'm just gonna leave it outside to bake, and probably in a couple of hours I'll just drive it back in because it's supposed to rain for the next couple of days. And then tomorrow we could probably start the carbon roof install right here. And for you guys asking, yes, I am going to paint this blue. That's exactly why I said it's okay for me to fix the cracks, because I can just paint it blue. I just don't think a lot of you understand. I'm still doing the Need for Speed livery, so. So I cleared the trunk and these bits. As you can see, it just has more of a shine to it if you look from the side and stuff. Plus, once it dries, it's going to be so much more chip resistant, so I'm going to be able to put stuff in the trunk and not worry about it, you know, scratching too much into it. Because otherwise, right now, spray paint just chips like crazy. But anyways, I'm going to go get to spraying the rest of this cage. Because like perfect weather, I mean, it's not perfect weather, it's really hot. It's probably like 90 degrees and sunny, but it's perfect weather for the paint to dry and everything. So, gonna get to it. So guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here because it's like only 3 or 4 p.m. right now. I don't really have much else to do. I basically just have to clean up and drive that into the garage in like an hour or two. I'm just gonna let it sit a little bit more because I don't want to get in the car, because requiring getting in the car requires me touching the cage. So I'm gonna give it like till 6 when Rachel gets home to bring it in. But anyways, I checked the standings and we're still in first place. We have, I think, 737 votes. Second place is still Calvin of Calvin's Garage at 628, so he's catching up. Just wanted to let you guys know. Just so you know, by the way, it doesn't even matter if I'm in first for this. I just think it's awesome that we are, but it actually doesn't matter. For this first 6 days, all you have to do is be in top 32, and then you make it to the second round. That's it. Doesn't matter if you're first, doesn't matter if you're number 32. With votes, you're still gonna go. So, but after that, I'm pretty sure it's actually not going to be so much eliminations like this with total votes, but it's going to be car versus car. I mean, it could be my car versus Calvin's or whoever else's, but that's how it's actually going to be. It's going to be out of you versus the other car, who gets the most votes at the end of 6 days. And every single person is like, it's kind of like a grid, you know, whatever, where it's like 2 versus 2, you know, 1v1, and there's 32 battles, or there's 64 battles. And then after that, you get eliminated, 32 are gone, and then it's 32 1v1, and then 16 are eliminated, so then 16. So that's how I assume it is. Still confusing, but anyways, let me know what you guys think about that kit I showed you. It is the 2006. It would be perfect if I was doing a replica of this GTR, the Advent one, or the PTG Racing one, but either way, yeah, just wanted to tell you. So, like I said, I'm just gonna end this early because I don't have much to do, and I'd rather edit this now and get this out to you guys earlier because it's a lot easier on me when I don't have to stay up till 10 editing. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be putting this on